right to say you're thinking of me. I couldn't help but smile. Everything you said was so right. I thought we'd feel so lonely. I haven't felt this way in a while. This feeling, what you were thinking, as if the words were spoken at all. And just like me, you couldn't sleep. And we're in sync. If you're wondering, it must be ESP. I'm feeling you thinking of me. I'm feeling you wanting. I'm feeling about you. You must feel the same way too. You feel it too. I could even start my day.
You're sideways, queen.
Oh. Hold on 1 second. Funny, I stay in my mind no matter what I'm doing. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling it so bad. What you want, yes. Okay, here we go. Is that better?
Perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Good evening. Yes, I can hear you clearly. Good evening. Happy Monday. Happy new month.
Yes.
So happy that we're able to see August 2022. And we only have 5 months left of this year. Can you believe how time flies?
I know. July is over. I can't even believe
Yeah,
it.
over. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for those um ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are coming in, thank you. Please welcome R&B recording artist Miss Rina Chanel.
How's everybody doing?
It's been almost a year since I had you on my as a special guest, and it's more than an honor to have you back.
Thank you, Miriam. It's always a joy for you to invite me back. And, I enjoy your platform for independent artists. So I am so grateful to you. Thank you.
You're welcome anytime. So what's new with Miss Rina Chanel?
Well, a couple of days ago, actually Friday, my latest single, ESP, just dropped. So I'm really excited about that. And it's just a song about the importance of having that connection with someone and being able to kind of almost read their thoughts. You're thinking about them and then they may call you or may reach out to you. So it's all about that close connection and that kind of vibe. So it was something nice that I wanted to put together, especially for the summer, nice kind of vibey, smooth type of, feeling. And I really hope everybody appreciates it and enjoys it and checks it out.
And yes. And speaking of ESP, what does it stand for?
I knew people were going to ask about that. So ESP is extra sensory perception, is the kind of like the actual technical, what ESP stands for. But in a nutshell, it's almost kind of, I don't want to say like telepathy, but it's like you thinking something about someone and then they do it. So it's like, oh, I wonder what this person is doing. And then they may call you or reach out to you. Or I wonder how, I wonder if I'm going to get, this good news that I'm wondering about, I'm thinking about something on my mind. Then it kind of comes to fruition. You're thinking about it and then it happens. Yes. So that's what ESP is kind of in a nutshell about. That's kind of the vibe of ESP.
And that's what most people think about every day. Like, somebody that, you used to hang out with. If you haven't seen, like, a close friend or family member in a long time, you would just be thinking to yourself, like, I wonder what she might be up to. Just let me call her to see how he or she is doing, because it's been a long time. We used to go to parties together. We used to, like, go out to eat together, do all sorts of these amazing activities together. I wonder what, like, that person is up to.
Yep, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, it could be in any setting, not necessarily like, like a romantic setting, but it could be anything. Just like you said, you're thinking of a family member, a close friend, oh, I wonder what they're up to, and then maybe they might reach out to you because they felt maybe you were thinking about them, or at that moment they felt connected and compelled to reach out to you. So that's really the meaning of ESP.
Mm-hmm. When did you release that single?
That came out on Friday, so it is brand new. It's
Wow,
my
that's
latest
3 days
baby out on the
ago.
street. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
brand new.
Is that gonna be a whole album, ESPs? That's gonna be an album like title?
That's just the title track. So it's gonna be forthcoming off of my EP, and my EP is entitled Rina. So it's really just kind of a collection of songs about, me as an artist and my thoughts, and kind of more personal things that I'm thinking about, me as a person, as a woman. So just get, an extra layer of into me as a person, and just kind of some things that I wanted to write about and that were close to me and close to my heart. So, but yeah, that's off of the EP entitled Rena. So yeah, definitely look for that.
Mm-hmm. And do you plan on putting out an album soon?
Uh Soon-ish, I want to say. So definitely want to make sure that kind of the songs kind of breathe a little bit and kind of get its own um appreciation and love for people. So really I wanted to really do its thing first before I put out the whole kind of EP. So I just want people to kind of
Mm-hmm.
vibe with me with ESP now and see where to
Yes.
go with that.
Uh-huh.
And
Just like,
hopefully people love it.
just wait until like, the end of the year or before that, and just like, start working on your album. It's hard work. It's time consuming, but it's worth it. That way that you will each and every single song in that album is on
Yes.
point. It's
Yes.
meaningful.
Yes, that is definitely that's my thinking on things. I've never been in a rush to just put something out there. I'm all about the quality and the lyrics and the quality and the production, and I really want it to be right, just like you said. So I would rather wait and have it be right than just hurry up and release a bunch of songs, because that's just not in line with what I feel as an artist. And also I just feel that the people that I'm honored to have support me as an artist, I feel that they
Yes.
deserve that quality. I want to take my time and give them the best that I can give
Uh-huh.
them.
Yes, and as I see on your platform and on your Instagram page, you receive a whole lot of support, because as an artist, you need to keep that positive vibe. You just need to keep that smile. You just have to be yourself, be presentable, and keep that image of who Rena Chanel is.
That's right. And I mean, it's like you said, it's a constant thing, so I'm always trying to connect with people, whether it be music or just being positive in general in your life, because that really kind of goes into all aspects and facets of your life. Like, I'm a positive person in general, so it's always going to come through in my music and anything. I try to be positive with listeners and people who support me, and I'll support my fellow artists as well. So it's love all the way around.
Mm-hmm. And your other EP, and this was 5 months. Oh wait, it was 4 months after I first had you as a guest on my podcast. You released a single called "Sweetest of Melody."
Yes.
Tell us the story behind that EP.
Yeah, so well, there was a single, but it was definitely sweetest of melody, and I really wanted to write a duet. It was a song
Mm-hmm.
that kind of wasn't didn't start out as a duet, but I just felt I wanted to make kind of an old school duet with
Mm-hmm.
a nice male voice that complemented mine, and we can kind of have this conversation vocally and just kind of have those kind of romantic vibes of two
Mm-hmm.
people
I mean,
being connected
yeah.
and then sing. So
I
yeah,
guess
that's
that's
kind
one of
of
the principles about R&B music, communicating with a male partner who you want has a in a duet.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
See how the beat is gonna go, how
Yeah.
it's like, different how the smooth jam is gonna like,
Yes.
flow.
Right, right. And when I met the vocalist that I, ended up working with, I mean, instantly we sung together and it was an instant connection. Like, okay, our voices definitely pair well together and just our personalities. So it just was so easy working with him, putting together that single and recording. It was just all these kind of wonderful, warm and fuzzy vibes. And it was a great experience. And, I'm glad that we did the duet and that was awesome. I really
Yes.
enjoyed that.
Uh-huh. And when I first listened to that song, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the type of song that, I mean, like I just like, was feeling it like immediately I heard it, Rena. I was just like, I
Yes.
just need to be in a pool. I just need to like kick my feet up, have myself a glass of wine. I
Yes.
mean, for
Yes.
real. I mean, for real. And I've seen that the guy that was featured on Sweetest of Melody is Sanger Robinson. Tell us about that singer.
Yes, he's a singer. He's out of the local DMV outside of Washington, D.C. And actually, my producer and my music partner, Benny Pierce for Philly Bop Productions, he was the one, he actually knew Singor and already reached out because I had mentioned, I'm like, hey, it would be great if we could do a duet. So he's like, oh, I got somebody in line for you. I got the perfect person that would be great for the situation and we can kind of flow with each other and just have a fun vocal conversation and something that people could hear and hopefully feel that we're just having a conversation, a vocal conversation and
Mhm.
it's just nice,
Yes.
easy and where we just vibe one vibe to the other and
Uh-huh.
people can feel those
Uh-huh.
vibes.
And before you start singing words in the song on the is like you just be humming that I'm humming like hit that
Same
high
girl,
note.
same girl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was my, I would say, a little bit inspiration from Mariah Carey a little bit for me for that. So
Yeah.
a little high note, but yeah, I wanted something really romantic and just something that you can close your eyes, like you said, have a glass of wine, either if you're by yourself and just kind of enjoy the smooth, relaxing vibe of that, or be with someone and have a nice romantic evening, or just I wanted to kind of paint a picture of a nice either a jazz club or something really vibey and where you just kind of just enjoying the music, the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and you just feeling good. It's just relaxation all the way throughout.
Uh-huh. And Sweetest Melody remind me of a song back in the 80s or early 90s with when Rochelle Farrell, who like
Oh yes.
was slept on with Will Downing when they did a duet.
Oh,
You
okay.
know that song that I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
I can't think of the name, but I know it in my mind. So, but yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
that's awesome. And I love me some Michelle Farrell. So yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
awesome. But
She's
yeah,
an amazing vocalist. She could hold a note.
oh yes, she can hold the whole piano.
Yes, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
and speaking of Sanger Robinson, when I heard him sing in Sweetest Melody, he sounds like Will Downing. And like when I heard and I was like, oh my God, this song reminds me when Will Downing and Rochelle Farrell did a duet
Oh, that's an
together.
honor for
Hmm.
you to even
Yeah.
say that. To even that you
Hmm.
thought after you heard our song and you thought
Hmm.
that. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's an honor to even hear that. But yeah, there's also just some. If you listen closely, there's a little bit of French in there. It's a little French kind of in
Hmm.
like the
Yeah.
saxophone wrapped up and stuff. So yeah,
And speaking of French, that's a love language right there.
yes,
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
c'est soi.
Mhm.
Yep, yep. That
Uh-huh.
was in there for that reason. Absolutely, we wanted to get
Yes.
all the
Uh-huh.
lovey-dovey vibes. So yes.
Uh-huh. And when French is spoken in an R&B song, that's speechless. That's amazing. It'd be like,
Hmm.
oh my gosh. It would just make like the listener, the crowd, the audience just to be
Exactly.
like
That's see,
to
that's
be in
what
that moment, putting their hands up.
that was the goal. That was you in that moment
Mhm.
you close your eyes and you're feeling it. That's exactly what we wanted the listener to feel. So yes.
Uh-huh. And your record label, your production company, Philip Bach Productions, tell us about that and when was it established?
So that is my music partner's company, Philly Bop Productions, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a music partner with him. And that's Benny Pierce, and he is out of Annandale, Virginia. So that's his company. But it's been a great partnership because we've worked on, ever since my first single, since Worthy, we've worked together. It's been a positive partnership. We work really well together and very creative, and we work on everything, not just the music part, but the marketing and the branding and all of the things that come together to be an artist and put stuff out there. So we talk about everything, the cover art, we pick the pictures, and we do all of that stuff, the marketing and branding, and working with different companies, and we're both registered with ASCAP, and we just make sure as a singer songwriter we handle the business side, so we could just be fully creative and we don't got to worry about that end of it. So
Mm-hmm. And as I see you, Rena Chanel, you definitely represent the color pink, the pink hearts, the
you
pink
see the pink in the
flowers.
back.
Yes, pink is one of my favorite colors, and even it represents it's one of the colors that represents great music.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, I love pink too. That's one of my favorite colors. And I even looked up kind of like, because I know colors have different meanings and stuff. And pink is really, it's kind of like, it means, fresh or new, either friendship or pure love, or just, there's a
Yeah.
energy and positivity behind
Uh-huh.
pink, which is why I'm probably attracted to it. I own a lot of pink in my wardrobe, so.
Uh-huh.
But I love
Yeah.
pink because it makes me
Uh-huh.
happy.
Yes. Hmm. Pink is just like, one of the simple colors.
Hmm. Yeah, just the simple things like that make me happy. So, but yeah, love me some pink, girl, just like you.
Yeah, yeah. And you mentioned Mariah Carey earlier on. Uh, as time goes by, do you look forward in working with her, like with like doing projects with her?
That would be an absolute dream. Oh my goodness,
Hmm.
I would love for any chance of any of that to work on anything with her, because I mean, she's been one of my inspirations from way back. I mean, ever since she sung Hero, that kind of hooked me, and I'm just a fan of her artistry and her voice and just everything that she does. And she has a background where she comes, her mom was like an opera singer. So in that way, we kind of identify in some areas, because I used to be an opera singer actually back in the day. I did that in college. So I really identified that part of her journey, with her. So, but yeah, I love me some Mariah Carey. If I ever had the opportunity, yes, I would absolutely jump at that.
Uh-huh. And the fans would definitely be looking forward to that, Rena.
Oh, that would be awesome. I mean, because they've been supporting me, and I'm just grateful. And I just hope that they continue to show up and show out for me.
Hmm. And you said that you was an opera singer. Tell us about that experience and which college do you attend?
So I went to Radford University in Virginia.
Where's that located? Oh,
It's
oh,
uh,
yeah, that's
it's
from where you're from, Virginia.
yeah. It's in Virginia. It's kind of in the mountains a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I graduated from Radford University, and I did study voice, and actually originally went on a voice scholarship for opera.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And that was a huge learning experience, and I really enjoyed it. And everything that I learned from that, I pull into everything that I do as an artist. Just making sure, as far as vocally, I'm trying to give the best vocal performance that I can give in that moment. I want to make it, I want to make sure that I'm taking the listener somewhere in the song vocally where they can close their eyes and they can visualize, a place that represents peace or relaxation or something, just to create a vibe. And just putting little extra pieces in there that that layer the track, like a little bit of French and maybe some Italian in the future, just some little things to kind of layer the track and have little hidden gems, that you can kind of discover, and you listen to it over and over, and you might hear something new, something different. But yeah, I'm always looking to evolve and put all of my background and singing and acting and all of those things together in everything that I do, as I sing, as I make videos, maybe some potential um, acting or jobs that may come out of this later on. All of that, I pull everything that has been put in me from my music.
And speaking of vocals, do you plan on having a vocal class, teaching a vocal class?
I hadn't thought of that. I mean, that is a possibility. Yeah, I could definitely have, one day I would love to do some type of master class or something, but I don't feel like I'm at any level to be to be where I feel like I would be, a master. I think I want to do some things a little bit more before I can, pass on some skills and things. But yeah, I would love to eventually have some type of master class where, I can have where I can encourage other fellow singers, especially other
Mhm.
women, other girls,
And
young
even
girls.
like especially the youth, because kids that grow, they listen to music and they say that, oh, some kids like have a dream of becoming a singer, so it's
Mm-hmm.
best to start at a youth age,
Yes.
especially holding a note, because that's what is the beginning, like when
Mm-hmm.
you first start singing, when you want to
Right.
start a music career.
Yep, that's absolutely true. I mean, because I was singing probably since I was 6. So, and my mom was like, "Yeah, I used to be screaming around the house," which is
Uh-huh.
hilarious. So
Yes,
she didn't think.
I mean that's common when you was little. I mean, did she receive headaches?
She might have, but then she felt better when she came to my first concert in the 6th grade, and I had my first public solo, and she said it brought tears to her eyes because that was the
Oh,
first time she was able to see me as a singer and kind of
mhm,
do my thing. And she said, I could tell you this is meant for you because this is your God-given ability and your gift. And, she just really was able to see me in that light in that moment. So she's been my number one fan ever since.
mhm. When you first during your performance in the 6th grade, how did you feel when you first before you got on stage and after you got up stage after your performance?
Well, I was definitely nervous. I was a little nervous because everybody's watching and it's a full room, and I remember having a conversation with my voice teacher at the time, and she was like, just go. Don't. She took out all the fear of it. She was like, just go have fun, just have fun, and that really really works because when you start kind of embracing the moment of performance and just diving in, like don't worry about the people watching. You don't focus on any of that. You just focus on I'm gonna have a good time, and I hope the people in the audience are having fun with me because they'll show you, they'll smile, they'll give you the feedback to see if you're kind of entertaining them and you're enjoying yourself. And it's a two-way thing. So that's how I approached it. And then I was hooked on that feeling because after that, I didn't look back and I didn't have any fear. So it was an awesome experience. And it was
Mhm,
awesome that my mom was there with me and enjoying that moment. And yeah, it was,
mhm,
I would say, definitely supportive people around you telling you you could do it and just jump in
yes,
and encourage you. That is key. You could do anything.
mhm,
You could do anything.
mhm, mhm. And that's one of the best moments and feelings that you will remember on your first performance, and when you receive a standing ovation from the audience, and when you make your own parents cry, it's like
Yeah.
them tears of joy running down their face.
Oh yeah, that was it for me because my mom, she's crying, and so she's looking at me, and so of course I'm getting emotional because she's looking at me,
Yeah,
and
uh-huh.
we had a moment there, and then she gave me the biggest hug. She's like, "I'm so proud of you, my baby singing," and ever
Uh-huh.
since then, I've been singing ever since. So but that was, yeah, that was a key moment because I knew I had her support, and I felt like I could conquer the world.
Yeah, with that lovely voice of yours.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm. And going back to acting, what acting what acting projects have you been on? Like, what TV shows, films have you been on?
Nothing yet, but I'm
You've been
speaking
on.
it, huh?
Oh, and
Nothing
what
yet.
when you get a role on a TV show or like a stage play or a film, which character would you like to play and why?
You said if I got a stage role on a play, which character?
No, on the if you received a role in a TV show, a stage play or film, which character would you like to play and why?
Let's see. So I probably would like to start off, I mean, again, if any opportunity came up to me, I would seriously consider all of them. But I probably would want to do something first, like I would say like a musical or something, because
Oh, so you like to be on Broadway?
yeah, 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 that would be awesome too. Or even if it's a part where if they're not singing the whole time, but there are parts in the musical where they're acting and singing. So I think that would be a natural fit for me to start off with.
Mhm.
Yeah, so any type of
Yeah,
character where either they're happy or even maybe play a villain because it would require me to use some different skills. So I would maybe try
yeah.
to be some,
Mhm.
just to try a different, because I as a kid I was always enjoying playing, pretending to be different people, talking in different accents. So I just think it would be a fun challenge to just to be
Yeah.
maybe the opposite
Uh-huh.
of me.
Yeah, and people would just like to see a different Rena behind, like at the scenes, like on TV, on film,
Uh-huh.
on the
Uh-huh.
stage play. But as I see you, Rena, I see you like playing the role of the no nonsense girlfriend, the no nonsense wife, the
Okay,
no
I'll take that.
nonsense
Yes.
mother.
Mhm. Make the call and I'll do it. Go ahead and just make the call to any of your connections and hook it up, girl.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And mhm. And when you was born in Virginia and you grew up, tell us about life, like after Virginia.
So after Virginia, let's see. So yeah, I went to Radford University, um, did college there, and then I came up to the Washington D.C. area. So that's when I was actually starting to do more opera, and I actually did work in a few different shows. I actually auditioned and got and booked roles, and was doing different operas and wearing costumes and talking in different accents, and wearing this lots of makeup and hair and all of that. So yeah, but that was fun to me because I've always enjoyed kind of being a character and pretending to be
Hmm.
other people and other accents. So
Hmm.
yeah, that was a great experience. So I
Hmm.
enjoyed the DMV area because there's a lot of the arts is really huge out here, and
Yeah.
just the soul community and going to different shows and concerts and stuff. And then I connected, I met with like important person in my life at the time, Tracy Hamlin, who was a recording artist herself. She's a recording artist, and she was my first kind of vocal coach after I kind of left the opera world. So I was starting to do more R&B and soulful and jazz styles, and then I started singing background for her in a couple of her shows and stuff, and started really digging into like this is what I want to do. This is I want to start making music, making original music, and then I started singing in a couple of cover bands outside of DMV area. So shout out to Groove Factor. Um, and I was singing and doing kind of that thing. And then slowly that led me up to my working with my current music partner, Mr. Benny Pierce, out of Philly Bop Productions. So we connected, and we actually were in a band together. He was the bass player, and then we decided to work a single just to see, let's see if we can work up something together and see if we can vibe and see what our musical sensibilities and ideas, what can we kind of come up with. And then we've been doing that ever since Worthy. So I mean, it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We work
Yes,
so
yes.
well together, and
Uh-huh.
people receive the material so well. So I'm like, this is
Hmm.
working for me, it's working for him. So we just kept it moving and kept going.
Yes, what is broken can be fixed. You just gotta like, start in a new beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I mean, it works so well, and we can be creative as much as we want, and it really is a lot. When you're working with different people, you got to be able to, sometimes you vibe with them, and then sometimes you don't. So it's just
Yes.
really important to be matched
Uh-huh.
up with people where you can be as creative as possible.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It's like when you walk in the room, you could tell it's like, who's full of good, positive energy
Yes.
and vibe
Yes.
and who's not.
Yep. And for me, I'd rather be connected with people who have good vibes, good intention,
Yes.
and
Uh-huh.
and has some, integrity, and people we can work together. I don't have to watch my back every single time with you, because there's so many crazy people out here. You can't just be working with everybody. So,
Yes, yes. You just got to keep your circle small.
yep,
Don't please
absolutely.
everybody.
Right. And that's the thing. So I'm really big about, I'm just going to be me. So either you're going to accept
Yes.
it and, vibe with what I'm doing, and, we can vibe with each other. Or, if you're looking for somebody else who's going to just kind of go with the flow of any, whatever the trend is, whatever people going to say, whatever sells, I'm not your girl on that. So I got to be who
Yes.
I am. I got to be true to me.
Uh-huh. Yes, just be Rena Chanel.
Yeah.
And speaking of Tracy, your vocal coach at the time when you moved to DC, how
Mhm.
long was she your vocal coach for?
Probably like 4 or 5 years. So we had worked together for a while, and in that time, I had um, recorded background vocals for her, and I had done a couple of shows. I was a background singer with her band, and she actually helped me get together and do my first feature with a producer out of Baltimore, Maryland. His name is Raymond
Hmm.
Barton. And that was
Hmm.
kind of my first experience recording and being in the studio and doing background vocals and, just the whole process of recording. So that was a huge experience and a wonderful opportunity. I'll always be grateful for that.
Hmm. What was the best moments being like, a background singer for her and her opera singer and working with her team?
Yeah, so definitely the best experience from being a background singer with her is just being able to see, like, there's different views of a show. So, from the audience, they see, the lead singer, and they see the singers, and they see the band and all that. So it was just great to know, that each section kind of had their own vibe and everybody knew their stuff, so we can kind of trust each other. So when she would give us a look, we knew, okay, we're gonna do this other part. Or there was a part where people just really have to pay attention when you're in a band. You got to follow your music leaders. You got to
Yes.
take your
Uh-huh.
cues. People got to
Uh-huh.
really be in sync so that the show
And
can
that's the
flow.
most important thing. And that's the most important thing. You just have to make sure that the band is on point. The
Yeah.
person that's playing the piano, the
Mm-hmm.
person that's playing the guitar, the person that's playing the drums, the saxophone, the flute. You just gotta make sure each and every single one of you that is in that band is on
Yep.
point. That way, the show will just like be amazing, phenomenal, be a dope show. No,
Yes.
nobody doesn't want to be off key. And that's
Nope.
the purpose of sound check.
Yes,
That's the purpose
absolutely.
of sound check.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. That's the whole point of sound check, and everybody kind of being ready to do their thing and just to pay attention, because sometimes things change. Like, we were doing a show, we practiced one way, but then in actual live performance, she decided to do something different. So we could see that because we were paying attention. So she was like, "All right, we're gonna do this new thing." So we just were able to follow her because every section was on point, and you pay attention. You pay attention to the other musicians in the band, and you really know your stuff, and really other stuff too. Other people's parts. So sometimes people forget things, and you can kind of
Mhm.
jump in and help out, and just
Yes, I guess.
I've had to do that too,
Mhm.
where you just kind of, I know my part, but
Mhm.
I know the other background parts too. So just in case I gotta jump in,
Yes,
I can do
yes,
that. Yeah. So just being ready.
yes.
That's what that experience taught me. Stay ready.
Just go over it as much as possible. And even if you think that you forget like a few things, or you think you know everything, just like go back and like rehearse.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
main purpose as working as a team
Mm-hmm. No, you're right about that.
in music. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta stay prepared and just know your stuff forward, backward, sideways. So it's always a great thing to be over prepared because stuff happens.
Yes, yes, so stuff that happens is like when like the musician that's performing and the band
Hmm.
that's playing for the musician at the performing, they'll be like looking like, oh really?
Right, right,
Okay,
and
performance
you
is
don't want
going
that.
well. Which one of y'all are off key? Didn't y'all rehearse? What's
Yep,
up with this?
right. And you don't want those moments where people are looking like what and then you're communicating to the
Yeah,
audience that something is off. You let
and
everybody
yeah,
know something is
yeah.
off.
Mhm. Because there's always gonna be a couple of people in the audience. They'll be like, I didn't waste some of this much money on my tickets just to see like this artist perform, and like the showcase is like off,
Right,
awkward, odd.
right. And that's why you owe it to your audience to be as prepared as possible so that you give them the show that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you said that you did cover songs
Hmm.
for a couple of artists. Tell which artists did you sing a cover song for, and tell us about your experience, like re-recording the songs and performing it live.
Okay. Well, I haven't recorded any covers yet, but I plan on it. But I've definitely sung covers in live performance. Um, but yeah, I've just enjoyed that experience of singing covers. Um, yeah, it would be a goal of mine to do a cover, like a recorded cover of any of Sade's songs, really, because I
Um,
love me some Sade.
mhm.
And
Do you
then
plan on doing an opening for Sade?
that I would love that. I would love to. I would love to do that because I cover a lot of her material when I'm singing with bands and stuff. So like I would love to do a cover of Sweet as Taboo. That's like my song. That
Uh-huh.
one.
Yeah.
And I love what's the other one she does? I can't think of the other one, but there's a couple of songs that I would love to do either some covers or like a tribute concert to Sade because she's definitely one of my key inspirations. I was hearing her
Mhm.
growing up at home. My mom played Sade, my aunts played Sade.
Uh-huh.
So Sade's huge to me.
Yes, oh, yes, she is. And no, as you see, Sade, she is the epitome of melody,
Hmm.
quiet storm, smooth jam,
Yes.
legendary, iconic, just like those five words all in one
Oh, she is. She is all
describes
of
her.
that. She's a legend. So
Mhm.
yeah, I would love to cover any of her songs. It would be an honor.
Yes, yes. Hmm. And Rena, what would you like to say to the people on here?
I would love to say thank you so much for spending this time and listening to me. And I would love for you to check out my latest single ESP, which is a couple of days. It just hit the floor 2 days ago. So please support it. It is everywhere. It is on Apple Music. Go stream it on Spotify. It's on Amazon, anywhere where music is sold. So please support your girl. ESP is out and it's hot.
Hmm. Thank you so much, Rena, for stopping by the second time on my podcast. It's just more than a pleasure to have you on here again. You enjoy the rest of your Monday evening and have a blessed week. I'll talk to you later on this week.
All right. Thank you so much, girl. I appreciate the love and thank you
No
for
problem.
supporting me. And whenever
No
you
problem.
reach out to me, it's always going to be a yes. So love you. Mwah.
Love you more. Love you more. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Queen.
Thank you. You too, Queen.
Okay.
Ray Well Jet. can taste your way along specific coastlines.